On behalf of Mrs. Reagan and the entire Board of Trustees, we'd like to thank you for joining us for this very special day. Today is the 10th anniversary of President Reagan's passing, and this year marks the 25th anniversary of the completion of his second term, two very big milestones. And so much has happened since that time.
I thank the library for the privilege of being here today and taking part in this symposium. It is always good to be in this stimulating environment of the Reagan Library, intellectually stimulating.
I guess when I think about what I've learned about Ronald Reagan in the 10 years is how important it is to be both, I think, the two things he was greatest at as a president, which is principled and pragmatic. He was able to show us that presidents don't have to be one or the other, they can be both. And when they're both, they can do amazing things.
Ronald Reagan is one of our four greatest presidents. The criteria being is that, like Washington, Lincoln, and Franklin Roosevelt, he saved or rescued many, many people, which I think is probably, if we think about the best criteria for American president, is that to advance the cause of human freedom and individuality and privacy and all those other things.
Here's what I think after 10 years or longer is there's even more and more depth to Reagan than we thought. And I always thought there was more there than a lot of people did. And in the 10 years with all the documents that have come out, the diaries and other things, we see more and more great depths of insight that we summarize as sort of pragmatism and being able to adjust to circumstances. So my conclusion is Reagan deserves to be thought of as a statesman of the first rank.
I think the spirit of Ronald Reagan is missing from American politics, and whether you're Democrat or Republican, I hope we get it back.
So as we reflect today on the life and times of Ronald Wilson Reagan, we ask ourselves, why do our memories of him remain so fresh and so vibrant as if they had just happened? What were President Reagan's timeless qualities? The ones that continue to be evoked by those across the political spectrum, from every Republican office holder in this country to Barack Obama. Some 25 years after he left office, why does he remain a national measuring stick for American greatness, a marker of successful governance and successful leadership? His message, my friends, is just as pertinent today as it was 25 years ago when he left office. And it will be equally pertinent in 2016 and far beyond. Yes, it seems like only yesterday, and we dearly miss Ronald Wilson Reagan, but he will remain with us forever, strong in our memories and deep in our hearts.
Today, we're announcing the creation of the Ronald Reagan Institute. This new initiative by the Reagan Foundation will go beyond our current mission of preservation to a broader one of proactively promoting President Reagan's ideals, vision, and example for the benefit of generations to come. It will be based in Washington, D.C., but will work hand in hand with our foundation offices here in California. The new Reagan Institute will work with colleges to provide academic resources and credits to college students. It will host world and national leaders for programs and discussions on the great issues of our time, and will encourage serious scholarly works. President Reagan was always, first and foremost, pointing us to the promise of the future, and that is exactly what the Reagan Institute will be dedicated to doing.
To create that institute up in Washington, D.C. That is badly needed, and it will help not just preserve President Reagan's legacy, but promote it as well. Ronald Reagan, as all of us here know, it goes without saying, was a man of great vision, and he was a man of great accomplishment. And this new institute will bring that vision and that accomplishment to future generations.